In today's video, we are going to be looking at all of the furniture sets that were added in 1.4.5, where you get them, and talk about how I will likely use them. Spiky chests, fluffy pianos, ancient sigils, snowman clocks, office desks, giant books, and more lie up ahead, so let's jump straight into it. Greetings friends, Khaios here. Terraria added 22 furniture sets in the 1.4.5 update, and today we're going to be taking a look at all of them and how to get them. I will also showcase some niche uses for a few of my favorite pieces of furniture as we go. Most of these will come from new blocks. I already made a video covering all of the new blocks and how you get those, so if you see any blocks here that you don't know how to get and you would like to know, I'll leave a link to that previous video in the description below. If you've been enjoying these videos, then you can tell the AI overlord that I'm doing a good job by leaving a like and comment. We're on the march towards 400,000 subscribers, and we're really close to hitting 360k, so if you'd like to help support the channel by subscribing, that would be very helpful. A huge thank you to everyone who does. Now, we've got a lot to go over today, so let's start off by taking a look at new furniture that comes from old blocks. Not every block in Terraria has a furniture set. While I don't think that all of them need one, in 1.4.5, 7 blocks got new or increased furniture sets. First off, this is the stone set. It is crafted using gray bricks. Originally, all we had was a door and a platform, but now we have a full set. These stone pieces look amazing, with a lot of spirals and rocky textures. In the dark, the light produces a yellow-orange glow. I'm also a huge fan of how the lights look when they're turned off, particularly the chandelier and candelabra, as they almost look like fancy bird cages, which could be used for those in a build. For me, it feels like a great set of fantasy dwarven furniture, or at least I think it would fit very well into a dwarven-themed house like this. Next up, Snowblock has a set as well. Surprisingly, snow furniture is crafted from snow block and not snow brick. The reason I'm surprised is because stone furniture comes from gray brick and not stone block, so it feels a little mismatched. The furniture set is pretty much what I would have imagined. A ton of furniture made out of snow as if it was literally hand carved out of the snow when making an igloo. The lights produce a white glow. In particular, I'm a huge fan of these light sources as those snowflakes look amazing, and the clock has to be one of my new favorite furniture pieces in the game, as this is a very creative way to make a snowman that both looks like a snowman and still looks like a clock with that face. I'll definitely be using that snowman clock anytime I have a snow build. And I could see me using those light sources as decoration pieces more than just lights, as they still look great even when turned off, and you can paint them white to make them look like snowflakes without the light. Next up is similar in color, but totally different in style. Cloud furniture, as you might expect, is crafted from cloud block. Notably, you cannot use any other type of cloud other than the standard one. These all look like pillowy puffs of soft clouds, and I am a huge fan. Everything looks so light and soft. The lights kind of look like rain clouds that have lightning rolling through them, and they especially look like storm clouds when they're turned off. When it's dark, they produce a bluish-white light. A lot of these pieces look great to me, from the bookcase to the vortex in the clock, and I love the way the bathtub is basically just a tiny sky lake with the waterfall. But I think my favorite is the chest. Does anyone else think cloud storage when they see this, or is it just me? Yet another old block to get new furniture comes from the Corruption. The Demonite set is crafted from Demonite brick. These wicked looking pieces are a perfect match to the feel of Corruption that is a totally different approach from the Legion set, which I also love. The Legion set feels like rotten flesh. These feel like they're crafted. The light sources, which look like they're framed corruption orbs, produce a dark purple glow, and they look like they're something that could be found straight in a cult's lair or an alien structure. The chest looks great, but I think my favorite is the bathtub. It has the same profile as a demon altar, but it just looks like an enhanced version of it. A more man-made version. like a demon altar. I'm definitely going to be using the heck out of these lights and probably even that bathtub for decorative pieces in cult builds. Now, obviously, if Demonite gets a furniture set, then it shouldn't surprise you to know that Creme gets a furniture set as well, which is crafted from Creme brick. The furniture does feel flesh adjacent, but not as much as the flesh block set does. These feel, again, more crafted. The bookcase looks like a ribcage, the dresser looks like teeth, the bathtub looks like a bunch of eyeballs, the bed is like a tongue, the chest is like a brain, but all of them with a mechanical vibe as well. It's very unique. Just like Creme brick, the light sources produce a red glow. These lights are amazing. They're a bunch of hearts that are hooked up to various pipes and machinery, but what's even more interesting is that the hearts almost beat when you turn them on and off. As you can see, whenever the lights are on, the sources grow in size. When they're turned off, they shrink. So if you put these on timers, I could see making an evil villain's laboratory with biotechnical experiments, and these hearts are just beating in the background as decorations. I love them. We are still not done with old blocks and new furniture, if you can believe that, as Ethereum Brick now has a new furniture set as well. This looks pretty much like you'd expect, and I'm kind of surprised this wasn't a thing when the Shimmer and Ethereum were first introduced in the last update. These are crystalline furniture pieces that match Ethereum in the color scheme. They are a great lighter alternative to the crystal furniture that we've had for years. In the dark, the light is a bit unique as it is a white light that pulses pink. It's hard to see, almost impossible if you're just looking at the Ethereum furniture itself, but if we put a neutral colored wall behind it, we could see this a bit better. Though this furniture is not something I would personally build with very often, I could see me using these in crystal themed builds or using the lights with echo coating when I need a light that shifts from white to pink. Lastly, we technically have a new furniture set for both an old block and a new block. Pine Tree block used to be able to craft only pine doors, tables, and chairs, but now it can craft an entirely new set. Not only that, the pine wood that we craft from Pine Tree block can also be used to craft this same set. And the old furniture pieces that we had also got a visual update. As we can only get blocks for this furniture set during December, or during a triggered Christmas event from a naughty present, or if we're playing on a particular world seed, these won't be super common, which is fine given that they lean heavily into the Christmas theme, though they do look great. Little Christmas trees, garland, and holly everywhere. A carol book on the piano, there's even an elf on the bookshelf. The glow from the light is a standard yellowish hue. All in all, a very solid holiday theme for your Christmassy builds. That's all of the new furniture sets for old blocks, but we're only about 1/3 of the way through the new sets, so let's divide these up even more. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at the next 4 sets. Look like they could be various types of metallic furniture sets. Well, kind of. The first one that we're looking at is a bit on the edge of that. This is Fallen Star furniture, which is crafted from Fallen Star block. I could understand if you wouldn't consider this metallic looking, however, to me, the block looks like it's a golden plated metal, so I see the furniture set as metallic as well. Regardless, this furniture set looks like it's something you would find straight out of the Empress of Light's house. In fact, I would most certainly use this as the primary furniture set if I was to redo my boss-themed houses and do one for her. Leave a comment if that's a set of videos you all would like to see. These furniture pieces showcase star designs, as well as the colors pink and light blue. The table, in particular, reminds me of the Empress of Light's crown. The lights produce a bright yellow light that shoot particles. Unfortunately, those particles do not show up if you echo coat the tiles, so we can't use them as additional particle generators. As with the Ethereum set, this is not a set of furniture that I would personally build with a lot. However, I can see me making use of these in some cases. I actually think my favorite part of this is the platform, as it takes paint pretty well, and I can see me using it a fair bit. It's a unique design. Next up is a set that I've already used a fair bit in my videos, so you already know that I like it. This is spike furniture crafted from spike block. It looks perfect for a torture dungeon. Everything has spikes. The tables, the beds, the chairs, the toilet. Horrible stuff, but it looks great. The light produces a whitish light, and I'm also a fan of the way that they look when they're turned off. The bookcase has a really interesting demonic head perched atop it, and the door looks like a prison door. The clock is literally just a guillotine. I guess you don't want to be there when time runs out. I wouldn't want to use everything here all the time, as it's visually a very busy furniture set, but I could see me using the door, the chest, the guillotine, and the lights a fair bit. They may get even better if you start using T-Edit to perform furniture cropping, as there are a lot of interesting single tiles here, but that's some janky stuff for another video. Moving on, we have the duskware set. This is the moon-themed complement to the sun-themed skyware that we've had for years. We craft this from moonplate. Again, if you don't know how to get these blocks, be sure to check the video that I have in the description. The moon is the name of the game with this furniture set. It is everywhere. Crescent shapes on most of the furniture, the chandelier looks like a lunar eclipse, the table has moon faces along its edges. It's very much an interesting theme. I'm a huge fan of the clock and that chest in particular. The lights produce a light blue glow, and they almost look like futuristic tech. All of these pieces would actually look pretty good in a sci-fi themed build, and that's probably going to be my primary use for these. I mean, just look at that chandelier. Can't you imagine it being the large eye of a big mech or something? The next set flips that entirely as we're going into the past. This is the Forbidden set, crafted from the Forbidden block, and it looks like a set of advanced ancient Egyptian furniture. I am all for it. Gold, black, purple, and magnificent. There are scarab beetles in the book and candelabra, a snake head on the bath, a sphinx in the chest. I love it. And the clock is a tall hourglass. I just wish it was animated to slowly drain and refill to match the time of day. Actually, I kind of wish all of the clocks were animated to match the time of day, but that's probably a pretty big ask. The light produced from the set is a reddish purple in color. Speaking of those lights, I am a huge fan of that chandelier. I'll definitely be using that as an arcane symbol in a build somewhere. It also looks quite different when turned off, which could be interesting. I'm definitely going to get use out of this set. The last metallic looking set is the Hallowed Furniture, crafted from Hallowed Bricks. Visually, it matches the armor sets that we get from Hallowed Bars. Lots of gold, silver, and ruby gems and cloth. The lights produce a yellow glow, and when you turn them off, the glowing gems go from orange to red. I'm a huge fan of those platforms and that chest. This furniture would look great in a royal castle theme, and that bathtub would make an interesting altar if you painted it. For some reason, this table makes me wish that we had a vanity cloak that looked like it. For me, this is definitely a regal furniture set, and I'll mostly be using these in very specific builds, though I do like it. Now, with all of those metallic ones done, let's move on to something a bit more natural. We're just over halfway through the furniture sets, and these next ones will either be plant, rock, or animal themed, starting with Feywood set, crafted from the block of the same name. This is an enchanted fairy themed set that feels like a great complement to the living wood set we already have. It incorporates a lot of the browns and greens that we would find in the forest, but it also adds the purplish reds of mushrooms. And much like the block, mushrooms are built into this design. The chair is a little mushroom, the bookcase has one in it, the sofa is supported by tiny mushrooms. They are all over the place, and I love them. Though this kind of makes me wish we had a fairy mushroom dye plant that could match the other mushrooms we already have in the game. The lights look like tree branches or vines with floating pink-white flames, and they produce a slightly pinkish light. This is going to be a go-to furniture choice for nature builds when I want variety, so I don't have to be stuck using the same living wood furniture all of the time. We can't have plants without earth, so next up we're going to be covering a stone set in the form of boulder furniture from Boulder Block. They are boulders. not much to say. The bookcase has teeny tiny little versions of boulders that we have in the game on it instead of books. I actually kind of wish that we had little single tile placeable versions of these boulders. It would be really funny. There are also clear boulder shapes all over the place with this furniture, from the workbenches to the candelabra and even the chest. Actually, fun fact, when Chippy Gaming and I were working on the 1.4.5 trailer video for Relogic, and I built that AFK farm, when Chippy first saw the boulder chests, he thought they were just boulders, and he asked why they weren't dropping when the farm was in use, until I revealed that they were actually storage containers, which really surprised him. The geode-style light sources produce a very subtle purple-white light. In particular, I love this door. I could see me using this for several cases, like an ancient tomb door or an implied hidden entrance and stuff like that. It's a very unique and fun furniture set. Next, if you're into fuzzy blocks and furniture, this one should be interesting to you. This is Flinks furniture, crafted from Flinks blocks, which obviously we get from fuzzy Flinks in the snow biome. Those little guys must shed a lot because their fur is everywhere. Actually, this furniture set, kind of like the Hallowed set, looks very posh and expensive. Who else would cover their furniture in unethically sourced fur? The parts that aren't coated in it look like they're dark ebony with gold trim. This looks very expensive, from the tablecloths to the quilted bed. Even the towel hanging on the side of the bath has gold on it. And I love how the bath looks like it has bubbles in it. Use this furniture in your expensive rich people houses, probably for the tax collector. The lights are all blue flame candles that produce a faint bluish light. And as an unrelated tangent, I feel like the blocks would look really good as carpet. Up next, we have another set that we showed off in the trailer, and this one is also animal themed. Harpy furniture comes from Harpy blocks, and it looks like both the Harpies made this stuff and that it was made out of Harpies. It's kind of disturbing. Like, that bed is clearly a bird's nest as it has eggs in it. So clearly it was made by the Harpies. But did they make the other furniture pieces as well? If so, how did they get the feathers? Do they just build with the feathers that they molt when they attack you? Or do they cannibalize each other? I mean, think about it. They already dropped cooked chicken nuggets when you kill them. What if they were carrying cooked harpies to begin with? Okay, that's a really dark, morbid tangent, so let's get back to the furniture. I love it. This bed is a 10 out of 10 for me, and I'm going to use the heck out of it. The other furniture looks great too, but I probably won't use it as often just because of how vibrant they are, except for the light sources, all of which look like varying sizes of dream catchers. I love dream catchers, and I'm going to be using the heck out of these. In the dark, they produce a white light, but they also look great when you turn them off and paint them brown. Definitely going to use these a lot. Lastly, for this segment at least, we have the jellyfish set, which is crafted from the jellyfish block. These are all jellyfish. The bookcase, a mama jellyfish with her babies. The dresser, a sideways jellyfish. The toilet, an upside down jellyfish for some reason. Literally all of these are jellyfish. Not like with the Harpy set where it looks like they're made out of jellyfish, but that these are actually each an individual jellyfish. I mean, look at that clock. It's a freaking jellyfish checking the time on its watch, which for all we know is just another jellyfish. The glowing jellyfish produce a blue light. Similar to the Creme lights, these guys look different when you turn them off and on, kind of like they get sad when you turn them off, and they celebrate when they produce light again. Seriously, this furniture set has a shocking amount of personality in each individual piece. SpongeBob would approve. We are on to the last 5 furniture sets, so we are almost done. This is the aquarium set, crafted from aquarium block. An interesting thing to note is that the entire set is themed around the water chest that we've had for years, carrying its design into the furniture. However, they didn't change the name of the water chest to match the aquarium set, so if you're in journey mode and you're searching for the chest, remember it is still called water chest. I don't get it. They renamed the heavy workbench to heavy assembler, but they won't rename water chest to aquarium chest. Oh well. These all match the theme to the water chest, so essentially they look like glass containers with water and coral in them. Honestly, I'm probably the most disappointed in this set. It's not that there's anything wrong with it, and it's not that they don't look good. It's just that these make me want more. The blocks and walls have very interesting animations, and it feels odd to me that the furniture is so lifeless. I know that the furniture sets in Terraria aren't animated, so they'd have to create something new for these alone, and I get that that's not likely. But I can't help feel like these feel too lifeless without motion, though they do look good. The blue flame candles produce a light blue light, and I'm gonna jump straight into the next furniture set before I feel even more sad about this one not being animated. The Gothic set is another one that only had a few pieces of furniture originally, not a full set. Just like the water chest, it also didn't have blocks. Now we have Gothic bricks, which we can use to craft this set. It looks like it fits right in with a dark vampiric layer, or maybe a creepy cathedral given that Celtic cross on the door. The candles produce a bright green light. Everything is jagged, dark, and, well, Gothic for a lack of a better word. I'm already planning on using this for a vampire build, as I think it would fit perfectly. It also fits pretty well with stone when painted. There's not much to add when talking about this set. Looks old, looks great. Moving on. The next set also comes from the dungeon. The librarian furniture is crafted from librarian block, and essentially, as you can see, everything in it is a book or a stack of books. These are great, and absolutely everything here can be used whenever you need a stack of book in the backgrounds of your builds. Tiny books in the platforms, standard ones throughout a lot of the furniture, but also big ones like the sink, chest, and candelabra, or huge ones like the door, dresser, chandelier, and bookcase. The workbench, chandelier, sofa, and toilet are all open books, though I'm not sure why you'd want to poop in a book. A fun part of the set is that if you turn the chandelier off, the giant book closes. It, like the other lights in the set, produce a bluish-white light. I'm going to be using these anytime I need books, though I'll probably never build with just this set, as it looks a bit strange altogether, unless I'm doing it for a challenge build. Second to last, we have the Easter set, which is crafted from Easter blocks. This is interesting for a few reasons. Due to the theme, we have pastel pinks, yellows, and blues that are usually associated with the holiday, at least here in the US. Pastel colors are very rare in this game. These furniture pieces also have the fake off-colored plastic grass poking out, chocolate in the bookcase and the sink, and a few adorable bunnies, including this one that's hiding in the Easter egg chest. And I absolutely love that the workbench looks like a picnic basket. The egg-themed lights produce an egg-white glow. I don't build with pastels often, so you might expect me to say I'm not going to build with these, though these blocks take on paint really well, including gray, and they end up looking like decent stone pieces. I could see me using these blocks, platforms, lights, and the door in various builds with paints, and I will have to find uses for those adorable bunnies as well. Lastly, we have something completely different from everything else in the game. Call me Jim because the office set comes from Office Block. This brings more of a modern era office feel to Terraria. Rolling office chairs, desks, an electric keyboard, a ceiling fan, a modern bed, and the chest is even a trash can. The glass door for the set is also very different from the other glass door that we have in the game, and I love it. The bath looks like a forward-facing desk. It's like all of this furniture was built for a tiny little call center. I love how we not only have desks, but different styles of them. And I'm a huge fan of the lights as well. Yet again, it's just a shame that we don't have animated furniture, because it would be amazing if that ceiling fan would actually spin. Speaking of lights, they produce a dim yellow glow. I'm a big fan of modern furniture being brought into Terraria as it adds a lot more for us to work with. This update has really given us a ton of options for decorating our builds. Before I end the video, there are a few things about some of these pieces that I want to point out. Firstly, most chandeliers and lanterns will move when you pass through them or when they're blown in the wind. However, these chandeliers and lanterns don't move at all, which could be helpful to keep in mind when you're designing your builds. Secondly, when you paint most of the lights in these furniture sets, all that happens is the sprite changes its color. But when you paint the lights in the Forbidden set, they will actually pulse between white and the color that you painted them. That color will also be much darker than you would usually expect. However, this will not change the color of light that they produce, and they don't pulse when they're turned off. Lastly, when you paint jellyfish lights, just like when you paint the blocks and walls, they will change the color of the light that they make to match the color of the paint that you use. And that's all 22 new furniture sets in 1.4.5, as well as their unique features. Remember, we are on the road to 400,000 subscribers, so if you found this video helpful, please help me out by leaving a comment, a like, and subscribe to help push us towards that next milestone. A special thanks to my biggest supporter for the month, Kasu, and be sure to check out my channel artist, MythicalWater, linked in the description below. Thank you all very much for watching. Be back soon with a new video. Happy building.